Hey there. So, you're looking for a dog trainer here in Fairfax, Virginia, and you want to make sure you find the right one. Well, you're in the perfect spot. We're going to go through everything you need to know to make a really confident choice for you and your best friend. There's just something about having a dog that fits right into your life. It makes everything better, whether you're just taking a walk around the neighborhood or hanging out at home.
So let's start with why this is so important, specifically for us here in Fairfax. Good training isn't just about sit and stay. It's about getting your dog ready for our unique environment.
Just think about a typical day. A well-trained dog can handle the busy sidewalks in Old Town without getting overwhelmed, stay focused on you during a beautiful walk on the cross-county trail, and stay calm in popular spots like Van Dyke Park or near the George Mason campus. It's really all about safety and confidence for both of you.
All right, let's get into some of the basics. Before you even start looking for a trainer, it's super helpful to understand the main philosophies and the different ways training can be done.
The method you're going to hear about most, and for good reason, is positive reinforcement. The key word here is bond. It's not about control, it's about teaching your dog that paying attention to you is a great thing that leads to rewards. You end up with a dog that actually wants to listen, and that's way more reliable in the long run. Okay, so you'll usually run into two main formats. Group classes are fantastic for getting your dog used to being around other dogs and people, and they're generally easier on the wallet. On the other hand, private sessions give you that one-on-one attention to create a plan that's just for your dog, which is perfect for tackling specific things that only happen at home, like bolting out the front door. There are also some more intensive choices out there. Board and train is where your dog lives with the trainer for a while. It's a deep dive. Day training is a great middle ground. And then there's behavior modification, which is a very specialized approach for tougher issues, like serious fear or anxiety. That really requires an expert.
Now that you know what you're looking for, let's talk about who you're looking for. Honestly, picking the right professional is probably the most important decision you'll make in this whole journey. So, with all the trainers out there, how do you sort through them all to find someone who's a true pro and a good match for your dog? Well, it all comes down to checking for the right credentials and asking some key questions. Don't just skim past these letters after a trainer's name. They really do matter. They show that a trainer has put in the time to get educated and follows a professional code of ethics. Look for things like CPDTK for general training. If you're dealing with more complex behavior, you'll want to see those advanced certifications from groups like the CBCC or IABC. That signals a whole other level of expertise. And here's your cheat sheet. When you're on the phone or meeting with a potential trainer, have these questions ready. You're listening for them to talk about positive reinforcement. You want to hear about their credentials, and I think this is a big one. Ask how they'll make the plan work for your life, right here in Fairfax. Of course, clear communication and transparent pricing are total must-haves.
Okay, let's talk about the practical side of things, the budget. It's good to have a realistic idea of what you can expect to invest in training here in the Fairfax area. As you can see, costs can be all over the place. A 6-week group class will probably set you back a few $100s, while a full board and train program is a much bigger financial commitment. One thing to keep in mind is that packages of private lessons usually give you a better deal than just paying one session at a time. This should give you a pretty good ballpark for your planning. All right, now for some super local, super practical info. Being a great dog owner in Fairfax means knowing the rules of the road and, just as important, knowing where you can go to practice all these new skills.
If you remember just one number from all of this, let it be this one: 6.
Yep, 6 feet. That's the longest your leash can be in Fairfax City the second you step off your own property. This is exactly why practicing that loose leash walking is so important here. That rule is for everywhere: parks, sidewalks, all public spaces. And what that really means is no retractable leashes when you're out and about. And a few other key rules to know: your dog absolutely has to have a rabies tag on its collar if it's over 4 months old. But good news, you don't need a separate city license. And it's always good to be mindful of nuisance barking. Training can definitely help with that and keep your neighbors happy. So, where can you actually go to work on all these skills? Van Dyke Park has a fantastic fenced-in area that's perfect for practicing recall off-leash. If you want to work on staying calm around crowds, Fairfax Corner and the Mosaic District are your real-world classrooms. And the cross-county trail is amazing for building focus when there are bikers and joggers passing by. At the end of the day, all this effort leads to a much better life together. You're going to have calmer walks, vet visits will be way less stressful,
And that bond you have with your dog will be stronger than ever. A well-trained dog is really your ticket to enjoying everything our community has to offer together.